My name is Brooke Black, and I'm the Director of Clinical Services for Humanitas Hospice. I actually started working with Humanitas in December 2023, and I chose to work with Len and Dr. Allen because of their goals and their visions and the ideas they had for hospice. What's really important about hospice is that every person achieves a peaceful, comfortable death, and prior to that gets to utilize their Medicare benefit as long as possible. One of the great things about Humanitas is that we try and maximize that benefit and expand that benefit to meet the patient's needs. We try to break down as many barriers as possible and present them with opportunities at end of life. In hospice, you have what's called an IDG group. It's an interdisciplinary group. That interdisciplinary group consists of your hospice aides, your nurses, your social worker, your chaplain, and your hospice physician. All those people come together to develop a personalized plan of care. What makes Humanitas different is that the communication between all those people and our patients and families in the home is seamless. And not only are we meeting the physical needs of the patient, but also the psychosocial, emotional, and spiritual needs of each patient and their family members. And that family can look like anything. It can be the patient's chosen family, it can be their biological family, it can be the family of caregivers that have come together to take care of a patient at end of life. I've had many moments working for Humanitas where I've been just amazed by the lengths at which a company will go to meet individual needs of patients. But one in particular is we had a patient who was in the home, end of life. She was a COPD patient, and she wanted to stay independent and in her home as long as possible. We were able to extend the benefit so that she was able to get aid visits in the morning and the afternoon. We were able to help her prepare her breakfast in the mornings and in the evenings, and just provide that extra layer of support that she needed so that she could stay in her home as long as she could. I have several points of advice for people considering hospice. The first one is, don't automatically think that hospice is just for the dying right now. Hospice is an end-of-life journey, and that journey can start up to 6 months prior to the patient's death, or even longer than that. Not everybody dies on a timeline. Not everybody follows the same trajectory. So if you can engage hospice sooner rather than later, you're going to get the assistance you need. Adult children of elderly parents, I suggest engaging hospice so that you can go back to being your mom's daughter, your father's son, and that the caregiving can be relieved from you. Each individual person has earned their hospice benefit as part of their Medicare benefits. This is something you're entitled to, it's your right, and no matter what, always reach out to a hospice, find out what your benefit is, what we can do to help. Instead of just guessing or looking it up, just call hospice. We're happy to help you figure it out. Hospice, while our main focus is the patient and making sure the patient is well taken care of and has their symptoms managed, this is really a benefit for the whole family. And in that, the supportive nature of hospice is there to support caregivers through their caregiver journey, but also after the patient dies. Hospice benefit includes 13 months of bereavement services. So we'll be following up with you, following up with the family members. If you have 12 siblings, we're going to follow up with the 12 siblings. If there are 22 grandchildren, we're going to follow up with 22 grandchildren. That benefit expands and contracts to meet you and your family's needs.